Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new Paradigm Woods and Irons from Callaway.
Hello, I'm Anna Jackson, and this is your Golf Central update. Well, there was some unfinished business this morning at Pebble Beach on a Monday, with a red-hot putter experience finally prevailed as 42-year-old Englishman Justin Rose held on to his overnight lead to break through on the PGA Tour for the first time in 4 years. What a moment this is for him as we take a look at that final leaderboard. And what a week it was at Monterey Peninsula. Such tough conditions, but ultimately it was Justin Rose who walked away with a 3-shot victory in a final round 66 to take it home over Brendan Todd and Brandon Wu. So let's hear from our champion as he joined the press following his victory.
Justin, your 11th PGA Tour victory. I know this one moves up near the top of the list, winning at Pebble Beach. If we can get some comments.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like I have been fortunate enough to win at some great venues, but Pebble's right up there. I mean, just that walk up 18 to sort of be able to build a bit of a lead to kind of enjoy it was a very special moment. And I think obviously when you're a bit starved for a win as well, the fact that it came today on a weather day like we had and at a venue that we had today was just worth waiting for.
It was a long week. You came back this morning and really strong out of the gate. Just talk a little bit about the rest of the final round this morning.
Yeah, strong out of the gate for sure, but the first hole of the day was proven to be, it was in the middle of the fairway last night, and then we knew we were going to have a slight wind shift to the northeast, which was meant to be down off the left, but when I kind of got to my ball, it was kind of dead off the left, but it was playing really long out there. So I kind of hit a 9-iron, pitch middle of the green, spun off to the front right of the green, and then putted up. Still, again, really hard to get a gauge of actually what they'd done with the greens overnight. Had they cut them? Didn't really look like they'd cut them. So left it 4 or 5 feet short, and I felt like that was a big momentum maker, I suppose. To miss from short range early would have been kind of just a frustrating start, but to make that putt was awesome, and then bury a 30-footer on the next hole, I felt like was exactly the type of start I needed today.
Okay, Justin moves to number 10 in the FedEx Cup standings. We'll take questions. We'll start with Jim on the front.
Just bring me back. When you returned to the golf course Sunday morning, Monterey Peninsula number 9, did you see yourself winning this tournament?
Actually, to be honest with you, I had a goal. You never know if you're going to win, right? But I knew I was in the tournament still. I had a goal of getting to, I thought I could get to 10 under. After that day, I ended up getting it to 12. But I was aware, I can't think of what I did realize that the Sunday morning was I realized the opportunity I had. The way the wind had shifted, the way MPCC was playing. When we got back out there, I knew there were birdies to be had. So I kind of, from a mentality point of view, that wasn't lost on me. And I feel like that kind of intentionality around starting strong there that morning was the key to the week, probably, yeah.
Okay, let's go to Doug.
After that. Sorry.
Thank you.
Now you can hear me. Yeah. 5 went into 9. I mean, if your ball doesn't blow from 3 feet to 7 feet away, which leads to a proper stoppage.
Yeah.
And you're playing the rest of MP on Saturday in those conditions, what does that do to your odds?
Yeah, I mean, it hurts them considerably. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was a break. That was definitely a break. It wasn't just my ball that moved. I had a couple groups earlier it was happening, and then also, Greg Penner, our amateur as well, he hit a putt up there and it rolled off as well. So, 50. Yeah, I couldn't believe it was only one green the way it was blowing. So, anyway, yeah. Listen, that was just that was a moment that I guess you're out here long enough on tour. Occasionally you catch a good break. So that was a good one.
All right, let's go to Ron.
Yeah,
Justin, you mentioned the wind and the elements. How would you sort of convey the distinctive challenge of Pebble? I mean, with the small greens, power certainly is rewarded, but it seems like it's unique to a lot of courses, and that power's not a prerequisite, that you can win in different ways here, right? And there's different elements involved than maybe there are at a lot of places.
Oh, for sure. I think Pebble's a great golf course from that point of view. And, the greens are so tilted, actually, that when they're firm and they're small, it plays very difficult because, obviously, it's tough to hold them, and then you've got a lot of downhill, tough chips. They're so tilted that when it's soft, like it is at the moment, it's still very difficult to control the spin. So, like you say, just if you're hitting wedges into the green, you think you have a great opportunity to score, but actually, very hard to kind of control the wedge and stop it close to the hole, given the tilt and how soft they were. So, yeah, we even talked about like the way to play 18 today. You're almost better off having an 8 iron or a little, chippy 8, 9 iron into the green than to have a 56 degree where, it'd be really hard to kind of keep the ball not running, spinning back off the false front there. So. Yeah, it's a really strategic golf course, but fun golf course too, because it does offer up some opportunity and some birdies because of that.
If I can ask a follow-up, given that the women are coming here for the first time in July for the U.S. Women's Open,
yeah.
How do you think it will suit the LPGA players? And it seems like because power is not mandatory, that it'll be an interesting challenge for them. But I'm curious your view.
Yeah, I think obviously they hit the ball so straight generally as a generalism. But the fairways are quite wide here, so I feel like it's going to be very much approach play driven. And I'd only imagine in the summer they can get the course nice and firm and fast. So I think anybody who has the ability to kind of flight the ball higher and with a little bit more stopping power is going to do really well on this golf course. I think would be like what I would think would be the prerequisite for doing well here.
All right, back to Doug.
You've been eligible for every major dating to St. Andrews in 10. How much was that on your mind at all coming into the year, Augusta?
Yeah, Augusta's definitely been a big part of being on my mind. I thought the simple way to approach it was try to play my way into the top 50 in the world. By whenever the date is, sometime in March. So I kind of knew that, I think my world ranking divisor is only 37, so I had a few free hits, if you like. So I knew that making some points was going to do me good. And that was my intention, was to come out and play solid and earn some points and, claw my way up the world rankings and make it that way. Obviously, this is a better way to make it by winning a tournament. And, it's funny how by winning, you earn the points and everything takes care of itself. So, yeah, big relief from that point of view to be able to plan a little bit more, of the run into Augusta now, because I was playing a little bit more than maybe I'd have wanted to because of that fact. But, to have the luxury now is unbelievable. You were
starting to play better in the fall. You mentioned Houston, but you'd had some decent finishes. First of all, what was how bad was your back when you withdrew from St. Andrews last summer, and what do you consider what kind of gave you the spark or the turnaround?
Yeah, the back wasn't that bad. It was St. Andrews was like a one swing kind of thing. Something just happened, and then I kept coming back. I'd not play golf for a week or two, feel good, come back, and it would just be really like painful, I suppose, niggly, but not like I wasn't injured in the sense of I was totally out of it, but by playing golf, I was really irritating it nonstop. So I took a period of time, a couple of months off, really focused heavily on the gym, took golf out of the equation for a couple of months, I guess through October, November. And then, I was just there in England, just really training hard, and then introduced sort of hitting balls slowly again and, feel absolutely fine because of that. I felt like I just had to do a bit of reconditioning on the fitness side. And there were a couple little moves in my swing as well that were, aggravating it, shifting left a little bit too soon, too early. So just maybe compressing a couple of vertebrae or whatever it might have been. But I think it was more of a biomechanic thing than it was actually, there's a big issue.
No more niggles.
No more niggles, no.